Dear young brothers and sisters of the new generation of Hindustan, Namaskar. In the last episode of this series about the true history of Hindustan, we have seen the affirmations and impressions as well as opinion of some of the famous thinkers, philosophers, and scholars of this world about Hindustan as well as Hindu Dharma. In this episode also, we continue to verify opinions of other famous authors and scholars of this world about Hindustan. Probably in the next episode also, I will try to present other scholars and other philosophers and their ideas and opinions about our great nation. So let us proceed to see what they say in this episode. Okay? Because it's very important to understand those things, those ideas, what others have thought about our great nation. Here we have a long statement by Kate Bellows, a prominent person of the National Geographic Society. There are some parts of the world that once visited get into our heart and won't go. For me, India is such a place. When I first visited, I was stunned by the richness of the land, by its lush beauty and exotic architecture, by its ability to overload the senses with the pure, concentrated intensity of its colors, smell, taste, and sounds. I had been seeing the world in black and white, and when brought face to face with India, experienced everything re-rendered in brilliant technicolor. See how our great nation impressed this person. Again, we have another statement by Mark Twain. We have seen one of the statements of this famous author during the last episode. And I have taken another affirmation by Mark Twain in this episode also. Here he says, so far as I am able to judge, nothing has been left undone either by man or by nature to make India the most extraordinary country that the sun visits on his rounds. Nothing seems to have been forgotten, nothing overlooked. So that means the perfection of Hindustan. Now, here we have the affirmation of another American historian, Will Durant. He says, India will teach us the tolerance and gentleness of mature mind, not the words, mature mind, understanding spirit, and a unifying, pacifying love for all human beings. And this is important. That is what we always prayed, Loga samasta sukhino bhavantu and vasudhaiva kudumbagam. That means all members of this world are our brothers and sisters. And that is what was understood by this American historian, and he explains this truth in a very clear and unambiguous words in this statement. Here we have an affirmation by another American author named William James. He says, from the Vedas, we learn a practical art of surgery, medicine, music, house building, under which mechanized art is included. They are encyclopedia of every aspect of life, culture, religion, science, ethics, law, cosmology, and meteorology. See how detailed, complete, and perfect the opinion of this author about our Vedas. How many of our people, how many of our citizens have such a precise and clear idea about those inestimable values of our Vedas? Our Vedas include everything. And this fact, this truth, the American author understood and he stated it publicly, whereas our citizens are kept ignorant of these eternal truths. So this is the importance why we have to understand the opinion of others. Others means others with brain, others with intelligence, others with thinking capacity, what those people narrated about or stated about our great nation Hindustan. Let us leave the older generations which came into existence since 1940 till the last few years. But you are a young generation, you are the sons and daughters of Hindustan, and you should understand these opinions, these statements. Then only you will be feeling absolute proud and self-esteem of being born in this great nation. Let us see other affirmations. Here we have the opinion of a British Orientalist, Sir William Jones, and he says the Sanskrit language, whatever be its antiquity, is of wonderful structure, more perfect than the Greek, more copious than the Latin, and more exquisitely refined than either. And it was this Sanskrit language which was declared by Jawaharlal Nehru as a dead language. See the ignorance of the first Prime Minister of our nation. A couple of years ago, the Japanese people discovered that repeating Sanskrit slogas make a neuro-linguistic effect, which is extremely important for the memory power. Almost a year ago, the engineers of Silicon Valley stated that Sanskrit is the best language for software development. And it was this language which was understood by people of other nations, declared by our first Prime Minister as a dead language. The reason why the most important technical and scientific discoveries of our acharyas were hidden by our first central government. Think about it. Let us see some other affirmations. Here we have an affirmation by the Emmeline Mary Plunkett, an Irish lady, the author of the book Calendars and Constellations. She says, there were very advanced Hindu astronomers in 6000 BC, and again states, Vedas contain an account of the dimension of Earth, Sun, Moon, planets, and galaxies. See how those people, 3 or 4 eminent thinkers and scholars we have seen, what is their opinion about Hindustan, our Hindu Dharma, the discoveries of our acharyas. These foreign thinkers and scholars clearly understood the importance of Hindustan and Hindu Dharma, and they declared it publicly. So if you are interested, if you think that these are important information that a son or a daughter of Hindustan must understand, please share it with your friends and relatives who are of the new generation like you. Well, if some people of the older generation, they are interested to know, share it with them also. So thank you very much for having paid attention to me and my words. Jai Hind.